my gorgeous plant people, welcome back to Reading Mindfully. My name is Yana, and today we are talking about the plants I regret buying. So if you're interested in watching this video, then stay tuned. Hey guys, so since it is the end of the year, I just thought I would talk about the plants that I really regret buying this year and that I will not be repurchasing. And if I do try to repurchase plants, I'm making this video as a reminder / if you guys remind me to never buy these plants again, because some of them I have tried them more than once, and others I just had such a interesting experience that I just don't want to do it again. And so I got a couple plants on this table. Some of them look really bad, hence the reason why they're on the table. But the first plant that I regret purchasing is, of course, my Philodendron Florida Ghost. Now, I have struggled with this plant ever since I got it. At first, it was just putting out white leaves, and then the leaves were doing so well. I don't even know what happened. But then my white leaves just never turned green. And that's the whole point of a Florida Ghost. You get a white leaf, it fades down to green, then you get another one, and the whole process continues. Mine never did that. And so I took you guys' advice. I put it in more light. I got more white leaves. I put in less light. I didn't really get any green leaves. And so this plant has just given me the most difficult time, and I really regret buying this plant. I imported this plant from Root Greenhouse, and I mean, it didn't cost me as much as it would have buying it here, but it just has not been a good plant for me. In my last vlog, I did cut it back. If you can see here, I did cut it back, so we will see how this plant does. If it does not ship up by the end of the year, I'm getting rid of it. The theme for most of these plants on the table is that they have until end of winter, spring to get their act together. Otherwise, they're going to be gone. And that's the theme for a lot of my plants. If they don't make it through the winter, then those aren't the plants for me, because I just cannot. The next plant that has given me such difficulty is my Philodendron Mamei. This plant, I just don't even understand why I have so much difficulty with this plant. I had this plant, I got it at the same time I got like my Gloriosum and all those plants, and it was doing so well at first, and then out of nowhere it just started tanking. And I think I had to start this plant over. I think this is the third time I had to start this plant over. And it just, for some reason, this plant is just a spider mite magnet. I really don't get it. It doesn't need to be repotted. The roots aren't coming out of the bottom. I didn't put too much perlite in there, as you can see. And I try my best to keep it moist. But this plant is a spider mite magnet, and you can just see the webbing in between the sinus there. But I don't get it. And look at the damage that gets on the leaves from the spider mites. Now, part of me wants to try it, snip it here. Oh, see, there goes a leaf. Part of me wants to snip it here where the roots are starting to come out, and try it again, just because I have this nice new beautiful leaf, and try to do something. But I always get a nice beautiful leaf, and then it just like it just torpedoes itself. But I just feel like this is just one of those plants that just like wants to like sabotage itself. It's like it just wants to die, and for such a beautiful plant, I just don't get it. But look at that nice beautiful leaf. Like, this is what makes me want to keep trying, but I don't know. I'm ready to call it a quits with this one. The next plant that I regret buying, I talked about this plant in my Calathea beginners to advanced level. This plant is a crisp, like, I just feel like we're living in crisp nation. Look at all the crispy bits. Crispy, crispy, crispy. Now, this plant isn't, for some reason, I don't like this plant as much as my medallion, and this is the Calathea medallion number 2. My medallion looks so much better than this one. It grows so much better than this one. It doesn't crisp as much as this one, and I don't know if it's because this one's like cultivated, but it's not a good plant for me. It is always crispy. I just don't get it. And it would be so pretty, especially with the light coloring and the pink that is blushing on the leaves, but I don't know. I regret buying this one. I regret buying this one because I bought 2 technically of this one, because if you see these little leaves, that was one plant, and then the big one was one plant. I had bought the little one first because I saw the little one, and then I saw the bigger version, which was pretty much the same price as the smaller one, which is why I preach shopping around, because I got the big one for the same price as the little one. So I doubly regret buying this plant, and I'm just ashamed, really. This just makes me feel like a bad plant parent, even though I know I can grow plants, but looking at this plant makes me feel like I just cannot grow plants at all, and it just makes me feel bad. The next plant I kind of regret buying is this Calathea rhubarba. And I don't know, this plant was doing so well and I love petting the leaves, but it's just getting so crispy. This plant needs water all the time. I didn't really put any perlite in there. Like, there's barely any perlite in there, just because I knew it was a thirsty plant. There isn't any roots coming out of the bottom. This one definitely needs to be in a bigger pot. This one I probably could put in a 6 or 8 inch pot and get away with it because it needs that much water. This is a high maintenance Calathea, and I don't appreciate how high maintenance it is. I have to water this plant all the time, probably every other day, and it's just too high maintenance. I'm working a lot of hours and I can't remember to water it that frequently. I have a lot of plants that I water very frequently, but I cannot remember, for some reason I cannot remember to water a plant every day or every other day. Even though you think I would be able to, I can't. So for that reason, I really regret buying this plant. I regret having to pay attention to it so much. Like, I love having plants, and I love, going around checking my plants, watering them. But when they require me to look at them every day or water them every day, it makes me not like them, very strongly not like them. I'm trying not to use the word hate, but it makes me not like these plants. So this is another one that I definitely regret buying, and if I don't keep it, I'm definitely not buying another one next year. The next one, y'all are gonna laugh, but the next plant that I regret purchasing is a Philodendron Micans, and I actually have 2 Philodendron Micans. I have one more on the floor. I don't know what it is about a Philodendron Micans. Even the Philodendron, the next one I'm going to show you, I don't know what it is about these plants that I just cannot grow. I used to have a really huge Philodendron Micans. It was in an 8 inch pot and it was trailing. It was the most beautiful plant ever. Ever since that plant perished on me after I moved, I cannot grow Philodendron Micans. Like, I cannot. It's like I've been cursed to not have a Philodendron Micans. And it's very upsetting because I know I can do it. I just can't figure out why I haven't been able to. And it low-key makes me very upset. I don't know. It's like this is going in the same category with pothos. I don't know what it is about pothos, but me and pothos don't get along. Now, the thing that makes me more angry about this one is that I did do it in the past. Don't know why I can't do it now. But Philodendron Micans is the next plant that's on my list that I regret buying. And like I said, I bought 2 this year, and neither one of them are doing well. I mean, the other one looks a lot better than this one, but neither one of them are doing pretty well. And I really just don't get it. If the plant if it's not growing, it gets attacked by thrips and it dies. I don't know. It's like the curse of the Philodendron Micans. Yeah. The next one, similar to that one, the Heartleaf Philodendron. I don't know what it is about this one either. I used to have such a huge collection of philodendron. Like I had the Philodendron Heartleaf. Used to have like the Splash, the Rio. I had a variegated Heartleaf, the Micans, and now I can't grow these to save my life. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm not giving them enough light. I'm prioritizing other plants. But they hate me. These plants hate me. And I have a lot of plants in my collection, but I feel like these plants actually hate me. And I just don't even know whether I should be laughing or I should be really upset, but look how this plant looks. And I know it needs water. But when I did give it water, when I give the Micans water, they still look terrible and they don't really grow. I get these really tiny leaves, which I guess I would have to give it more light, but I'm just like, I've seen other people grow these plants in low light conditions, lower light than what my house gets, and they look amazing. So I just don't know if the plants just don't like me, like is it a personal thing, a personal attack, or what? Because I'm growing them in pretty good lighting. I mean, I guess it could get more lighting, but I've seen other people grow these in lower lighting, and I just don't understand. So yeah, this is adding to the list. I'm not buying another one. I'm pretty sure I'm on my third or fourth one of these. 3 times. So I will not be buying another one of these, which is pretty sad because sometime in the future I wanted to have a couple trailing plants, and so this is out, Micans is out, and so my trailing plant list will be very, very short. And the next plant that I kind of regret purchasing this year, and I knew this plant was going to come back to bite me in the bum. This is the Aralia, the Ming Aralia, or some people call it the parsley. Now this one is actually not doing that bad. It was doing terribly. It had like aphids when I brought it home, and I was like, it went straight outside. I was not playing that game with aphids. I already have a lot of spiders in here just because of how my apartment's built. I was not dealing with aphids. So I left it outside for a really long time, and I was spraying it. And it's doing a lot better now. It's not really growing a bunch, I don't think. But I'm trying to get the hang of it. I think I did lose a couple of leaves. But yeah, these Aralias are difficult plants. I don't know. Some people say you should keep them moist. Other people say you should let them dry out. And I'm just trying to understand the Aralias. I do have some new growth coming on here, so I'm hoping that this will fill out because it looks it looks crazy. It looks very bare and very sad. But if this plant doesn't shape up, I'm not buying another Aralia, because I can't tell you how many Aralias and how many of these Ming Aralias I have bought, just because I want a really nice one. Because when I went to Chinatown, I saw a really nice one. I think it was like 6 feet, maybe 4 to 6 feet, and it was $300. $300, and I was like, no. How about we learn how to grow a baby one? So that's what I've been trying to do off and on throughout my plant journey, and as you can see, it has been going too well. So yeah, and Aralias grow extremely slow if you grow them indoors. They could take years to get to a $300 Aralia that I could be proud of, but that's where the progress is going there. And the last plant that I regret purchasing, which is so funny because I just got this one. If you guys check out my mom's houseplant haul / sabotage video, I just got this plant. But listen, this plant has been dropping leaves like no other. And my boyfriend, he's like, "Oh babe, your plant is crispy." Yeah, thank you. Like I didn't already know that. This plant has been dropping leaves. Of course it still looks pretty good, but look at this side. This side does not look as good. You can see like this whole branch. Yeah, this whole branch looks like it's going through fall. The other one is like, oh, spring and summer, and then this one is like, oh, is it fall? Like, is it winter? What's happening with this branch? But yeah, see, crispy bits, and it's just like fall. They're like fluttering to the ground. I have a whole like bunch of them, and Sage thought they were treats, and I was like, Sage, that's mommy's plant. Mommy's plant's dying. They're not treats. So yeah, that's how the Aralia is going. Obviously, it's not going that well. You can see there's more leaves in there, but yeah, this is not going well for me. I'm gonna try to keep this plant moist and see how it does, but we'll see. I won't be buying any more Aralias. They will not be on any future wish list at all. And if I dare to buy another one, I need you guys to remind me in the comment section of this video that I'm making now, because we are putting this to rest. This is not happening again if this plant does not make it. But yeah, I wanted to make this video because, like I said, I need a reminder, in my face, a reminder of these plants that I purchased that are not doing well, and that I have tried either multiple times, or I just had such a bad experience that I just do not want to do it again. But these are the plants that I regret buying for 2021 or 2000, whenever I bought some of these plants. Most of them I bought, last year, 2020. Pandemic is messing up my timeline, but you guys know what I mean. Like, these are recent purchases, most of them. But yeah, these are the plants that I regret buying. If you guys have any plants that you regret buying, let me know in the comment section below, because I'm very curious and I don't want to be alone. But as always, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching my videos, commenting, liking, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.